Bitcoin, it just passed. You wanna know the last information about Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies? Then smash the like button. It's time for Crypto News, Crypto to the Max with Rodrigo Nedo. Today, we make history. Today, the Genius Bill, the Genius Act just passed the Senate, which is amazing, which is awesome. That means that the stable coins, they are going to have a good framework, and now everybody knows who can issue the stable coins, the qualification factors, and all kind of things about it, custody, compliance. Everything is ready for the world to be, well, just filled with stable coins all over. But even though we're so happy, even though this is a huge step for cryptocurrencies, for dollar adoption all over the world through the USDTs or USDCs or that kinds of stable coins, we have to be conscious that we still need more time for this to be a reality. It's true that the Senate just passed it, amazing, but if you ask Grok, you're gonna know that we still need to go to the House, then the president needs to sign that, and then we need to implement it. So it seems that from today to the day that this is on, we might have to wait till end of 2025, beginning of 2026. So maybe coinciding with the top of the cycle, this 4 year cycle. Why not? Or maybe not. Maybe we're just gonna go crazy up all the time because of these stable coins things. BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes called Circle's IPO the start of a stablecoin mania bubble. He warns most new issuers will be overvalued and doomed without distribution via crypto exchanges, banks, or social media giants. So, is this the new narrative? Is this the new disaster we'll face when we go to the beginning of 2026 with the top? We'll see about that. A long time till January 2026, we have to pass through summer, and well, we might now play a little bit comparing the approval of this Genius Act with the moment we have some clarity framework for the ETFs in United States. That's January 10, 11, 2024. And you can see how Bitcoin behave from that point, a little bit down and then up, flat and up, but eventually making 137% rise. Amazing. If we have the same during the same period of time, we might have to wait a couple of years, maybe a year and something, but we'll have Bitcoin at around 250K, which is amazing. But right now, Bitcoin is going down. It's not usual. We had a straight 13 red candles in the hour time frame. You can see how controlled seems to be this fall for Bitcoin. Right now, recovering a little bit after this weird situation. And why is that? Well, of course, because of the war between Iran and Israel and how United States can become part of it. Donald Trump asked on social media about unconditional surrender. He said that he knows where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He's not gonna kill him by now, but he is threatening him to do so. Also, he is now saying that they have the best technology for killing people. The war machine of United States can't compare with no one in the rest of the world. We have now fighter jets that are flying to the Middle East, extending the deployment of air assets already in the region. So yeah, the markets, well, they don't like the war. We'll see what happens. I'm watching all the time crypto Twitter. We'll see about that. And you can see how Bitcoin went down. But again, we are finding this chart I created in the daily very handy in order to know where Bitcoin might bounce. And it bounced exactly at the precise point of this two line with previous lows and this one with previous highs. So we'll see right now. We are facing at the moment of the recording of this video some resistance on 105. We'll see about that. Remember, we studied the technical analysis in the previous video. Watch it if you haven't. I'm not gonna repeat it again. But yeah, remember we have the gap of the CME futures. We were checking the possibility of Bitcoin going down because of what happened with Israel and Iran in 2024. And we are following the path for disaster in August. Also, I told you that Bitcoin and gold were decoupling, and you can see here that keeps on being so, keeps on being the case. United States stock market going down when China and Japan is going up. Right now, it seems that Bitcoin jumps into the downtrend or the uptrend when the stock markets are open or closed. We'll pay close attention to this. As we thought a little bit about gold, we thought like one coming from $110 billion Bank CEO. He just said live on CNBC that more Americans own Bitcoin than gold. Wild times, it's true. It's not that easy to hold gold, but it's so easy holding Bitcoin. So nice for that data. And remember that today we have the critical day we were telling you about for so long. We are here, 18th of June. Jerome Powell has to decide if the rates are cut or not. And with that, the price action for Bitcoin and the market might react. But we have other pieces of information today, very interesting. Banking giant BBVA is advising wealthy clients to put up to 7% of portfolios in Bitcoin. Oh yeah? Well, this is for BBVA. You know why? Because maybe they are saying this to rich people. Maybe they are telling them to buy in Bitcoin. But when you try to buy Bitcoin with your card, with BBVA card, you can't. And you have to call the bank. And you have to be like 3 hours till someone's unblock something in your card that allows you to buy crypto. It's been so many of my familiars and friends trying to buy with Ledger Live, with MoonPay, with Coinbase, and so many others. They are using the Ledger Live. They are using one of the call devices. And when we get to the point where BBVA has to get through the transaction, this is not the case. So if you're listening to this, stop recommending to rich people and just allow people to buy with the credit card. Right now, as we are talking about, well, cold wallets, I just found that for this week, you have a special treat on the Ledger products. So yeah, you have the link in the description below. If you want to take advantage of that, I will just point to Ledger Nano X, even though you have all these discounts with S Plus to Stacks. But I believe that Stacks and Flex maybe it's too expensive for you, as we know each other. And the S Plus, I will not recommend it. Why? Because I believe that the company is not going to provide service for these devices in the future because they want to sell the expensive ones. So you may have had trouble with IOTA and the Ledger Nano S. I'm having that trouble. So many friends are having it and trying to find a solution, but they are just not providing service anymore for that, which I don't like. So yeah, I will keep on using this service and I will point into Ledger Nano X. Right now, it's going to cost you around 100 euros because you are saving $50 in Bitcoin that you're going to get. Again, link in the description below just for this week. And consider that maybe a good idea to store your wealth in the safest bank in the world, which is Bitcoin now that we know that allegedly all databases of Sefam Bank, one of the largest banks in Iran, erased in a major cyber attack. All its ATMs are non-functional and customers can't withdraw cash. So you can see that we don't want war, of course, but if things go south in the world, having some cash with you and having some Bitcoin with you, it might help you. Consider that if you have to travel to another country, just knowing your words or having a cold wallet might save you, might save your wealth. And also some cash, because again, we believe that banks are so safe, and you can see here if this is true, that these hackers destroyed the data of this bank and allegedly so many others. I'm not just myself telling you this. Larry Fink, BlackRock, went on TV and called Bitcoin a flight to safety. Also, because of how it protects us from inflation, it reaped 150% in 6 months. And I found some all interesting pieces of information, like, for example, this one: Thailand's cabinet just voted to eliminate capital gains tax on Bitcoin to promote country as crypto hub. Nation states competition heating up. This is huge. Not that huge, because as usual, I go deeper. I try to find out if this is true or this is not, and it is not the case. Just in some cases, just as you're using exchanges from Thailand this very year and for the next 4 ones, you're going to be exempt of 15%. But if you have others, you might still have to pay as high as 30%, depending on the case. It's not easy to be a resident there. It's true that they are trying to give nomad digital visas, but it's not easy. It's not quite true. Also, I went to Gemini. I just discovered today that they go deep into their research and they will tell you all the different information that you need. Again, so you'll know that Thailand is not heaven for our interest, but Dubai it is. You have it really easy there and 0% taxes. If you want to know how I did it, just write me an email, findontheright@gmail.com. And if you're still in Europe, if you're still in Spain, remember, you have to do your tax report, 10% discount if you use coin tracking for doing so. Link in the description below. You're running out of time. We also heard things like this: Ohio just passed Bitcoin capital gains tax exception for $200. This is massive. Is it? Or is it just a joke? Well, some believe this is symbolic. They start with $200 and the exception will grow further. But right now, $200 is just for some coffees with Lightning Network. Still not enough. We want more bills in the United States. We don't want capital gains, and we want strategic reserves. Texas strategic Bitcoin reserve could become low as soon as this week. It's gonna happen. I believe so. And what about this one? Coinbase wants to tokenize its stocks. Coinbase is seeking the SEC approval to offer tokenized equities to US users, according to Reuters. This is also very huge. The altcoins today in the red, Iris in the green because of the partnership with Coinbase, and XRP going down because the SEC delayed the approval of Franklin Templeton's spot XRP ETF. If you want to know the deadline for this, October 2025 is your month. We'll see for that point. Everything seems to be heading to the last quarter, so we have a good time there. Maybe the end of the war, maybe also this Genius Act approval for stablecoins, and some altcoins ETFs approvals, staking ETFs approvals. We'll see about that. Hype is going down, but I'm still happy. I still believe we're going to go higher. And I have to tell you that if you did as myself, if you just didn't swap, you can check now your points, because we're gonna have our airdrop. It's not gonna be massive airdrop, according to my friend, but we're gonna have some. So congratulations for the winners. And also consider that we were talking about these Bitcoin strategic reserves also done with Ethereum, maybe even with Solana, with XRP. Now, some company wants to have this treasury with hype. Good for the project. And what about Ethereum? It's still flat, seems to be a stable coin when we have a very good piece of information. JP Morgan, they hate Bitcoin, they hate Ethereum, but they are partnering with Ethereum's L2 base to launch GPMD, a USD deposit token for institutional clients. So they're developing the layer 2 and they're doing it on Ethereum. With that and with this cat, which is a cat but also a train, we say goodbye today. Just remember that you have to keep on learning here with the rest of our videos. Rodrigo Nito, Noticias Bitcoin, Crypto News, health, money, love, power in peace, and the best is yet to come. To the moon!